So I just got my parts in the mail to do the manifold swap and add some more boost to the 780, and the very next day the car breaks down at my parents' house. So now it's stuck there in their garage on borrowed time. I've got to get this thing fixed. Dealing with a lot of stuff that's been bolted on and heat cycled for a long time. Use some penetrating oil or WD-40 and just hit all the bolts and let that soak in for a minute while you work on other stuff. And when you're ready to unbolt everything, it makes life a lot easier. Alright, so we're deep into building the motor right now. Mike is doing the least enviable job that you could possibly do on a Volvo, besides maybe replacing a heater core. I really finessed Mike into this one. Now, in the meantime, I'm over here working underneath the intake manifold. We've replaced both of the engine temperature sensors, one of which right here you see with the flat pins on the inside with the blue outside. That goes to your ECU, so if you're having problems cold starting or hot starting, this is probably your culprit. Now, if your gauge is going all wonky, then this is what you need to replace right here. So the next time you see your temperature sensor gauge, you know, having a little seizure, you swap this bad boy out right here, and that has the round pins in it.
Tick tip!
Tick tip. Whenever you're putting gaskets back on, it's always a good idea to cover it in the appropriate type of silicone sealant or RTV. In this case, it's exhaust, so we're going to be using copper high temp silicone. We're going to just slather that bad boy all over there and then slap them on in there just like that, and that should give us a little bit of extra clearance for our flat exhaust manifold.
Mint.
Oop, it's turbo time. This little baby turbo, T3, is going right back in.
Oh, even sauced up the flange. God, you suck. Mint! Mint for me!
Mint
no mint for you!
No mint for me.
No mint!
No soup for me.
Minty!
So we finally got everything together. It took way longer than expected. We had a lot of, you know, just small little things that, you know how things go in a 30-year-old car. It just takes a little bit of extra time. But as you can see here, everything's all put back together. We're gonna do our first start right now and see how she runs.
Alright, hold on. Yeah, you got a little bit of an exhaust leak right where my fingers are at.
Oh. Fuck. So a great way to determine where the exhaust leaks might be in your car, if you hear one, is to mix up a spray bottle full of soap and water. And that's what we've done here. So what I'm gonna do is spray this soapy water on everywhere there could be an exhaust leak. And then we're gonna start the car and see where it bubbles. So it looks like it's leaking in the wells on the back. So this is the manifold, just got it back from the machine shop. As you can see, everything's been faced, looks beautiful. And then these cracks here have been welded up and peened. It was in a kiln, baked properly. You know, it's a real pain to weld on cast iron. And I think this time, she'll definitely hold. All right, guys, it's time to put on this big old piece of shit back into this even bigger piece of shit. So this here is the offending intake tube that's failed. It goes in like this, goes between the turbo and the MAF and the bypass valve and the PCV. It's kind of a weird, expensive hoopy joop. And this is what failed, right on the turbo. Tried to put it on and this is what I saw. Lucky me. So we're gonna see how we can make this work. It's day 5 on the build here. We brought some friends to help wrap everything up. Say hi to Morgan.
Folks.
Morgan had a great redneck idea.
Well, to put on the silicone tape, you need to stretch it to make it kind of stick. And he wanted to do this on the car. I said, no, let's go get a piece of PVC, stick it in there, do it on a bench, you know, be able to get to it, you know, equal spread all the way around. And I was like, well, why don't we just not go to the store?
Fits perfectly.
All right, guys, everything's back together. It's time to give it our first start. See what happens.
And outside of a belt squeak, quiet as a mouse. And now with the belt squeal gone, she's running nice and quiet. No exhaust leak except for that, where the bolt on the down pipe has shredded itself. So I'll be cutting that off and putting a V-band on. But until next time, this has been Last Place Garage. Thanks.